Sunday, Red Sox leading in Detroit 1-0. Cooper Criswell, fringe starter kind of figure on the Red Sox, got the start and had a perfect game through 4 innings, 12 up, 12 down.
5 strikeouts.
With 5 strikeouts, and no one was really close. He was throwing the ball really well. It wasn't a lucky 12 up, 12 down. It was pretty dominant. And he had suffice it to say, a perfect game going. Entering the 5th, Alex Cora took him out for 44-year-old Rich Hill. Rich Hill proceeded to walk the first batter, as you heard right there, give up a 2-run home run on the 3rd batter, and they go on to lose 4-1. When asked about it after the game, Alex Cora said, "Nope, second thoughts. That's the way we drew it up before the game. That's the way we drew it up." Mazz, your thoughts?
Okay, so here's my question. Why do I need to pay a manager $7.25 million a year on a new contract if I'm going to paint by numbers when the game starts?
To babysit and to appease your fans.
So I have to pay a babysitter $7.25 million?
Apparently so, because that's all these guys do.
I mean, I know the cost of babysitting has gone up, but that's exorbitant. Okay, that is ridiculous. Alex Cora's strength, or one of them, allegedly, is to be, and I say allegedly, I happen to believe it, to make judgments in real time. But if he has reached the point where he's just buying into this bullcrap because now he's got his contract and that's all he cares about, this is how we're going to do it, that's a problem.
Well, does he?
You're taking away one of their strengths. Well, so I wonder, so I hear you, and I'm sort of with you on this, Murray. I probably phrased that wrong. If he is now willing to buy in because he got his contract and that's all he wants, well, then they're giving away what is potentially one of their few advantages.
Well, I think I'm with Mike. That we is a subtle shot. Like, I just think he's going along. He's going along to get along. I mean, but this is every manager now in Major League Baseball. And they're kind of paying him that money because he's still the face of the team, which speaks more to their roster and where they are right now than anything else.
I mean, you correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm under the impression, Maz, that everyone in baseball just accepts what it is, which is the game plan is put together by the analysts upstairs, and the managers just follow it. They don't go on instinct or gut or discretion, right? That was the plan. If they get the lead, we're going to go to Rich Hill to face, there were some lefties coming up that inning.
Correct.
And so with the lead, we go to Rich Hill against those lefties. And it doesn't matter what is happening on the field.
Everything that happened before it is irrelevant.
And I sort of think like that's just what managers do now.
Well, so it is what most of them do. I mean, maybe all of them. You might be right. I kind of thought this guy had it in him to be a little different.
I was hoping.
Like, because I think one of his abilities is to read the game and see it. And again, Criswell, 12 up, 12 down, 5 strikeouts.
Jesus.
He struck out half the guys he faced, and he only threw 52 pitches.
52 pitches he had thrown earlier this year, 105 and 80 just the week before or so.
So what is the issue here? You predetermined it. You know, so again, what happens in the game has no bearing on it whatsoever. He wasn't going to face those lefties a second time. That's what they decided.
My point yesterday is it's just another sad indication of the state of the game. This is how the game is managed now and how it's played. It's predetermined through analytics, and the managers don't make moves based on what's happening on the field. It's all on script, and it's a sad state of the Red Sox staff. I asked Matt McCarthy this yesterday. Who's the top lefty in the Red Sox organization right now?
It's probably Rich Hill.
He said Rich Hill.
Well, I was going to say it might be Bernardino. But,
he sucks.
But well, so does Rich Hill.
44 years old, was coaching his kids' Little League team 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And that's the top lefty in the Red Sox system.
Correct.
I said, you're saying there's no guy in the system who throws 98 miles an hour from the left side? Like there must be someone. They don't have one?
Well, they might have a Boozer throws, you know. Who's the other clown that we made fun of?
I have no idea.
Bailey Horn? Is that his name?
I don't know.
Was Bailey Horn available? Like, you know, Boozer throws harder than that, but they probably didn't want to bring him in. I mean, he might even be hurt for all I know at that stage of the game. So, like, I just...
In a pennant race, they're leading.
I'm blown away by it.
It's disgusting.
It is. It's totally disgusting.
On a couple different levels.
Yes.
Like, you know, competitively, or just, you know, the game has swung so far in the analyst's discretion that a guy can be throwing a perfect game and he's out. And then, so like just from a baseball standpoint, but then from an entertainment standpoint, it's like,
on top of it,
isn't part of watching a baseball game to see a guy throw a no-hitter or a perfect game?
Sure.
And you've got to admit, like this isn't completely out of character of modern baseball. Blake Snell got pulled from the World Series with a no-hitter.
Right.
Like you see it routinely. I mean, we do now routinely. Guys get to the third time through the order with a no-hitter or perfect game, and they get pulled.
Correct, all the
It
time.
happened with Paul Skeens this year. People lost their minds.
It's routine.
Yeah.
It is routine for guys to get yanked in the middle of perfect games or no-hitters because of third time through or pitch limits or some sort of matchup analytic. And that's the game now. And it's like a whole generation of baseball fans have been robbed of watching a pitcher try to will himself to a no-hitter or perfect game.
Or even a complete game. Last week, Bayo throws maybe his best game ever. I was there, and I'm like, have him come out for the ninth. No, of course not, because he was around 100 pitches, and God forbid. And granted, they won, and Jansen was good that night, but, like, come on.
It's
like,
gross. It's like a whole part of the game has been wiped out.
I know. So, look, in all seriousness, I've given up on the whole perfect game no-hitter thing. They don't even let guys pitch complete games.
Right, as Murray just said.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. So, like, I've given up on that part of it. 12 up, 12 down. After 4 innings, and you pull him
for the 44-year-old Little League coach,
right? Who again coaching Little League in Milton a week ago.
Think about this.
A month ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever.
Think about it.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
The state of the game and the state of the team.
No, it was all pre-planned. Let's just go according to script. That is how we're going to do it. We're going to decide before the game starts how it's going to go, independent of how good he looks. He could have struck out all 12. And they would have pulled him.
As Jared Carabas once told us when we were debating, I said this yesterday, Anthony Rizzo and Schwarber or something. Or Anthony Rizzo anyway. You know the Felger and Mazz don't know what they're talking about because they talked about the eye test. Or something like that. Like, you're not allowed to use the eye test. It's like, I quite literally think that the analysts don't watch the game or they don't need to.
No, because human judgment is not reliable.
The chaos of human judgment.
The game itself is an inconvenient truth. They just want the sheet with the numbers on it.
So it doesn't matter how Cooper Criswell looked.
Yeah, blows me away. And again, and Murray, you might be right. Cora might have been talking about, well, organizationally, this is how they want it done. So
they've also go along with it. They've also paid. I mean, he can say that, but they also paid him enough to not raise that much of a fuss. Yeah.
Hush money.
Like, I might be pissed, but I did get paid. So.
I mean, seriously, that's one of those things that as a baseball fan is asinine. I'm sorry.
That's how we drew it up before the game.
That's just asinine. So a guy gets 12 up and 12 down, you're done for the night. Take a seat.
That's how we drew it up before the game.
We're going to bring in the 44-year-old guy who just got here.
I find it's an outrageous story to me.
After throwing wiffle balls against the side of his house for his kids. And again, look, I got nothing against Rich Hill. I like Rich Hill as a guy. But this is about the manager. And about the organization, hand in hand.
State of the game.
Yes, Cora has bought in, whether he's been bought out or whatever. It's a joke.
Meanwhile, the Royals have lost 6 straight.
Yeah,
Correct.
here's the thing. My biggest takeaway from the weekend is they're still lucky. By the way, they should have got swept. They blew a 4-0 lead Friday night. Jansen imploded. They ended up winning extras. They almost got swept by the effing Tigers. That Scooble, who's a stud Saturday, shoved the bats up sideways. And yet they're still kind of in it because the Royals have lost 6 straight, and no one wants that last wild card spot.
So here's what I would say, because the Red Sox are now in contention with the Royals, the Twins, and the Tigers, all in the AL Central. So I would strongly urge Craig Breslow, John Henry, Sam Kennedy, and the rest of the group over there, petition to the commissioner and see if you can move into the American League Central.
Don't you think Henry would so much rather be in the AL or NL Central, like
Yes.
the mid-market division?
Yes. Well, but that's where you belong. 'Cause
Yeah.
You're a mid-market team now. You're going to spend the way they do. You're going to manage it the way they do. You're going to have an inferior roster. You're just as likely to win 15 out of 20 as lose 6 in a row, which has happened to Detroit and Kansas City.
Midwest, mid-payroll, mid-market middler that probably makes a ton of money. You don't got to spend a lot of money. He would so much rather be there than here.
That's right. East Rick Twist is where he would be. East Rick Twist, Indiana. You can go be in the American League Central and be a complete nothing franchise. Just disappear in the vastness of Middle America and be an 83-win team and try to make the playoffs. Congratulations. That's what you are. And hopefully, you don't stay there, but I fear that that's where you want to be. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Red Sox analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.